Hello, another day for book lunch with Amanda Testa, sex and relationship expert, and with Robin Stoltman, and she's I try to remember intuitive coach, right?
Yes.
And she's also working with her PTSD clients, and she's also fertility warrior. So she has a lot in her package. I'm so happy to have you today, and I'm really glad you are part of the book. I'm gonna read some part of it, which you contributed, and actually add some value to this book. So, as you know, everybody, my book is already published, and I'm featuring Amanda Robin inside the book. This is already bestseller in pre-order, so we are just doing another promotion these days because it's gonna be on sale only for a few days. So grab your copy now, and then you don't need to worry about paying more. All right, then. Amanda, I'm going to start from you.
Hello.
Actually, her story was so interesting. We had to do the podcast 2 times. The first time, the voice quality was not really good, but the second time we had it, and I asked her to do some role play with the meditation, and I was asleep during the meditation. Remember, Amanda? That was really deep. I was like, oh my God. I think Amanda was trying to stop laughing, but I know when I look at the video, so wow, where I was. So she's deeply worked with you, and it's great. That's why I really wanted to have her here.
Yeah.
And let's see. I have actually Amanda in my one part of the book. It's about connection, bonding, and uniting with each other, because during the fertility journey, this connection is lost. There are lots of pressure, especially when you're doing fertility treatment and doing the lots of expense. You have to pay a lot for IVF, and this is a good opportunity to read the book and see how you can actually decrease this stress and have a strong bonding between you and your partner, because this is not only creation by you. It should happen with both of you. And so Amanda actually has lots of great notes here. I love what she talked about, and how to create this unity. And she said, actually, finding peace, safety, and security is the first step to recovering from fertility issues. And I really believe in it, because what happened during the fertility, you actually need lots of support, and there is no safety, and healing start when you feel safe. Okay, Amanda, tell me about yourself a little bit, and how did you decide to contribute? Because I asked you, do you want to be contributing this? And she said, yes, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think, first of all, I just really appreciate what you're offering. And I have so many dear friends who have been fertility warriors, who have all the beautiful little beings that I love and know. And so I really just feel passionate about this. And I know in working with women and couples around sexuality that it can put a huge strain on relationships, because there is so much stress and there's so much grief and there's so many ups and downs and the hormonal fluctuations. There's a lot. And so really trying to help women and couples create more stability and more ways to connect, so they can have that resource to come back to as they, come across all the challenges along the way, and to find a way to make it, to find a way to find the joyful moments in all of it as well.
Yes, of course. And the good thing, I just read about your notes, and in our speaking segment, I saw you created some rituals for partners to be more connected, to feel safer. And can you just talk about this connection a little bit as well?
Mhm. So there's little things, oftentimes there's the thinking that you need to spend a ton of time and energy with your connection. And ideally, yes, if you have more time, sometimes it's great. But often with busy lives and going through all the ups and downs of fertility journeys, that, you can create these little connections, and it can even be 5 minutes, 2 minutes, but just finding regular behaviors where you connect and bond to boost all those good hormones, oxytocin and the bonding hormones, can really help both of you with your nervous system regulation, and also to build that sense of connection with each other. So simple things, even just, breathing together for a few minutes, synchronizing your breathing, or just simply, looking into each other's eyes for a couple minutes. There's so many simple, easy things that you can do, that can really make a difference. And so I love creating rituals around this, because I feel I'm very passionate about rituals, because I think it's a great way to meld, the physical world with, more of a vision or a goal, or something that seems more out there. So, but you can kind of it brings a different part of your brain online when you can create this ritual space. And I think when you can do that together with your partner, you can bring such intention to whatever you're doing.
Beautiful. So now get back to Robin. Hi, Robin. I know she's holding
Hi.
her baby. She just expected another baby, and she just have it now as a daughter. And I'm really proud of her, because she actually doing great job raising for more boys. And now with her daughter, and she has lots of certifications in her space, and she's doing. Do you have me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I do. Yes, I can.
Yes, yes,
My
and
internet
that's
just cut out there
when
for a little
you
bit.
hold your baby and doing the interview. That's I really appreciate that. Okay, can you just have a brief introduction? Then I go back to your quotes and see. Look, just read some part of it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Uh, okay. Part of so part of what I do is I help people um, on the fertility journey to be able to help them really relax and be able to find that peace and calming, and being able to help, kind of like what Amanda said, for the partners, going together. Because I agree with you very much, Amanda. It's one of those ups and downs, and it can get very hard at times, just in general with the whole up and down roller coaster ride. Want to be pregnant and then can't, and that disappointment and all that. And a lot of what I'm able to help people with is to go through that root cause, or not so much go through it, but helping a person find that root cause of why are they suffering from the infertility, and what can we do about it to help them overcome it so that they can become fertile. Because
Yeah.
I didn't even know what I was doing, and I look back on it and I'm like, I did a lot of different things that I had to clear and heal from in order to become pregnant.
Exactly, but that's what I like, because she's actually doing the PTSD coaching, so sort of with hypnosis, yeah, and then that help, because I know PTSD in childhood and traumas, as I had traumas with my accident, really affect your fertility process, and that's what we try to say to you, because if you process that PTSD and that trauma, you can have all the recommendation that Amanda said, because if you don't have peace of mind, if you haven't processed that, these gonna be triggered again and again. I'm gonna actually read one portion of the book for you from Robin Stoltman. She's saying, my biggest recommendation to becoming pregnant is to reach out to natural methods first with holistic providers, which I like it, because, as you say, meditation, holistic and complementary treatment really helps. For her, I read the story about her. She said about the hypnosis when you were in a tough situation, you couldn't think and you had a lot of problems. And then suddenly something happened with your hypnosis and your body get relaxed and your life changed, right?
Yes, it did. And it's funny because it happens again and again and again. And it's just like it's wonderful to be able to keep having, I call them releases, using the hypnosis. But for me, it's truly like releasing the different traumas, releasing the different issues that I've gone through, not just trauma related, but just different issues in life. And it's just like the more I keep releasing, I'm like, there's another 3, 4 that come up, but I'm able to recognize them patterns and able to release each one. And it's just like I just keep getting better to the point I'm just like, I'm calm and I'm finally able to relax and do the things that I've wanted to do. And so for me, it's huge. And then seeing that from the clients that I help. And that part is just like, for me, honestly, it's like having a new baby every single time. Just watching my clients go from the first session where they come in and they're a totally different person, halfway through. And then that's the part that I'm just like, this is why I do what I do. This is why I'm here. This is my purpose. So
Beautiful.
that's what I really love.
Amanda also have a portion in the book. I'm going to get back to her. She talks about Excel list, which I love it because, in Farsi and Iranian, we have a word, we say, ahesh. That's Excel list. Because whenever you feel like, oh my God, you've done something good and feel great, like you feel comfortable, you have that Excel list. I don't know, in English, you don't have any word for this, do you? No, you don't. You're muted.
Yeah,
Amanda.
not as beautiful as that. I love that.
Yeah, we say,
Um,
"Ahish." So when I look at your words, I say, oh, that's exactly this word.
mhm,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
And I got that from one of my mentors, Rachel Maddox. And what that's really about is creating a list of all the things that just help you, like give you
Okay.
that feeling. Because often, when we're stressed out or when we're feeling overwhelmed, we can't even access that thought to even get to what those things are. So when you're in a place where you can actually think of them and write them all down, then you can put that list around, put it on your phone, like put it on Post-its around, and then you can remember just looking at it. Okay, drink a glass of water. I can do that. Or go outside and take 3 breaths, or walk around the block, or put my hands on my heart and my lower belly and take some breaths. Whatever it might be, right? It's specific for each person what that might be.
Yeah.
It's to a song, right? But it's the things that can help you build that resilience. And like Robin was saying, that healing and that nervous system regulation, the trauma healing is so key, because there is like all those things a remnant in our systems, and if we don't give that opportunity for those stress cycles to complete, we're just going to hold them in our bodies. And often for women, that space is our wombs and our genitals and our sexual organs. So yes, it's so important. And then also too for couples, because once you're able to create like more stability and more, safe enough environment with one another, then you're going to have a better relationship. And of course, when the baby comes along, that's going to add in a whole nother element of stress. So you want to have that foundation.
Exactly. I see in her portion, she said, I wish I could actually share this screen. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can share it. I think okay, I don't want to mess it up. Maybe later. I'm a little bit new to this StreamYard, so I need to do some more practice. But let's just read it. She said, Amanda Amanda Testa was irritated and annoyed sometime after having a baby and discovered that she needs to take care of herself. She took a course to connect to her sexuality. Not only did she learn how to spice things up in the bed, but discovered a new confidence and renewed energy. Because as you need to be unmuted, Amanda.
Yes.
And the problem, because the problem is not only having the baby. When you have it, you have more stress because you cannot sleep. Like me
Right.
last night, I only slept for 3 hours, and my kid is 3 year old. So you just
Mhm.
imagine how hard it should be for a woman. And I guess sleep is the most portion
Yeah.
of is the I mean is the most portion of unity, because if you cannot sleep properly, it's going to affect even on your relationship. You cannot perform, you cannot even take care of your kids, you get angry, annoyed. When you discovered this, how did you change it? Where was the aha moments for you?
Well, I think, it was realizing that there are certain practices that you can learn to really help you to create more energy in your own system. And when
Yeah.
you can do that, you can use it to feel more, even when you don't sleep. You can give yourself the experience of rest. And maybe it's only 5 minutes. It's definitely not like a full night's sleep. But when that's all you can do, that is, it's a step in the right direction. And I think, some of the things that I learned were around working with sexual energy as well. And that was something I had never in a million years heard of. I mean, I grew up in the South in a very conservative religious upbringing. So, but it was just interesting how I was just blown away how effective the practices were. And that's
Well,
why I changed my career. I mean, that's why I started doing this for work, because I was like, this is amazing. Every woman needs to know these things. And so I, got certified. I spent over 5 years being certified in different modalities to learn to help other women in this as well. Yeah.
yeah, this is interesting. When you have a baby, like you, and even like Robin and me, all of us change our career because we had to take care of our kids. And I was an IT project manager, so I had a really high profile job, but it was so demanding. I had to commute all the time, and sometimes I had to work in weekend. I'm not saying I'm not working. I work more, to be honest, because I have all the responsibilities for myself. So that's why it's a bit different. But at least you know that you're gonna be related to people or women that are really similar to you, and you can actually help them, because in one point of your life you have a mission to help others. So let's just get back to we have some comments here. We have Gopal Patal, he said hello. And we have somebody from Bangladesh. So you see, we have other people that looking and watching on this show. Hello, everybody. And hopefully you can actually enjoy the show and see what we're doing. And it's really useful for you. I know we didn't have too much time to do the marketing because my book launch was like very in rush, and I couldn't do too much. But still, from now, this book is there, and it's going for launch in Amazon. They can actually buy it. So let's just have like a few second break, and we come back. All right, we are back. I love to read more part of your book here. Let's just go back to Robin. She has a really great story. Her story is not short. I had to put everything there because I didn't want to cut any part of it. She is just amazing, and she's been through a lot of traumas in her childhood, and She had a brain injury and she managed it very well now with kids. And the great thing about her is that she said, fast forward as all this post traumatic stress disorder worsened, having one son stolen, forced to sign our rights over the keep our son in South Dakota, to having another son born in South Dakota to us. She's done it all thing together, and she's still here staying and helping others, and this is amazing. Like when we interviewed, I already had my book, so I wrote it already. But when I saw her story, I said, "Oh my goodness, that should be there. I had to add it. I cannot just leave it." So, all right then. Tell me know about, sorry, let me know about your method, hypnosis, Robin.
For knowing more about it is what you'd ask. Sorry, my internet had cut there a little bit.
Yes, I said, tell me how you can help women with hypnosis.
There's a lot of different ways, actually. There's a lot of, like the sleep, being able to sleep is one of them. I know that's what Amanda has talked about. That's huge. Another one is being able to just imagine and visualize, being able to have that baby come into your life. And like I said, I had no clue. If it's in the book, like you had mentioned, I had no clue actually when I started doing different things of imagining and visualizing having a baby, to begin with in my womb. I had no clue that that was one part of the hypnotic process, is just being able to have that baby, just picturing that baby well, for me, it was for me and my husband, just imagining the two of us together and just thinking about that baby being there and just imagining holding that baby and doing different
Actualization.
things.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then also one of the things that I did too was, it may sound silly to some people, but I had actually used my toy poodle as like our little practice baby. So I would just carry her around, and of course they're all dog clothes, but I mean, like, I would do those different things that I had no clue were all part of that experiencing of being a mom. And then surrounding myself around people who want to have children. That's huge, because when I moved from Minnesota, there was people there who were supportive of me having children. Then, certain people I was around. And then I moved to South Dakota, and I'm like, I've got a lot of people around me who don't want children or want me to have more. And I'm like, but I love children. I really do. And
I
being able
see.
to surround yourself around those groups that want children and have a not so much passionate for having a large amount of children, but just being able to have that in general, that support, like what we've been talking about the whole time, is just that supportive community. And so that's huge, being able to have that, especially
So we
healing.
have 5 minutes left because Amanda need to leave. I just ask her to add any recommendation how to have better bond with the partner. How can we have a stronger relationship, especially during this COVID?
So, what I would recommend, first of all, is just whenever you can find yourselves together to take advantage of being really present with each other. Because, yes, it's all well and good to say, oh, we're going to schedule all these dates. But in the reality of COVID, it's hard. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to get an interruption from a kid or somebody. So, just taking the moments that you have and making them special. And I love how Stan Tatkin calls them launchings and landings. So, for example, when you get up in the morning, just spending a minute, holding one another, or at least holding their hand or saying, good morning, I love you. Because how many times maybe do you just jump out of bed and get going, or not even look in their direction, and next thing you know, they're like out the door, or you guys are both on your work day has begun. So just taking those little minutes, and at the end of the day, especially if you're working from home, really creating separation between work and home, because it's so easy just to keep going and be on your computer and checking emails and on your phone, but really making a commitment to having boundaries around your work hours and creating space for you to be together. Because as you build that muscle of creating that time, of presence, then when the baby does come along, you'll be able to make more time for caregiving and being present with your child as well. So it's a huge thing. That presence is something we all desire as humans, like really being seen and witnessed at a deep level. So when you can give that to each other, it's a beautiful foundation that can pass along to your
Beautiful.
family. Yeah.
Yes. How about you, Robin?
I would agree with Amanda. I really would, as far as recommendations go. And also, the biggest one is going to be able to do inner healing. When you're able to heal the inside, especially like the inner child, not many people know that we all have an inner child inside of us, but we all do. And being able to give that inner child exactly what we need, because you already know what it is that we need. Sometimes we're out in the world and we're like, I don't know what it is that I want. You do know. It's just that your inner child knows exactly what it is that you made promises to for various different things. And being able to speak to the inner child, being able to heal that inner child is the most powerful. Those have been, for me, the most powerful sessions I've seen out of all my clients, is when they see that inner child and they're healing that inner child. That transformation is just amazingly powerful. And being able to do that really opens up people to not just fertility, but being able to have that improved relationship with themselves and with others. Because that's the biggest thing I've actually learned throughout my entire life is I couldn't love anybody else until I first learned how to love myself. And even for my husband, finding him, because I didn't think I'd find anybody to marry me. I honestly didn't at one point, because my self-esteem was that low, that when I found him, it was because I already learned I had to love myself first.
I
And so
like that.
that's one thing I tell a lot of people. I'm like, you're never going to have anything if you don't learn self-love first.
Okay, guys, go and check the book Naturally Conceived in Amazon. I will add the link there here. I mean, at my Facebook and YouTube. There is only a few days for 99 cents. And the good thing is that you have the whole collection of holistic medicine practitioner there, how it can help medicine to get you pregnant naturally, even over 40 of age. Actually, these amazing persons here, they have great stories there. Don't miss it, especially about the Robin. She has a biggest story about PTSD, is going to help you. And she has a big portion of her life struggling with fertility. And the moment she started loving herself, she learned, and she started to have her babies and actualize your dream. As I said, I always feel that I am holding my baby in my hands, and that happened as she did it with her dog. I know it's gonna work. It's gonna work, and you'll see in the book. There is no unexplained infertility. Everything should be explained to you, right? I'm really happy to have you here. Go and grab the book and enjoy reading it. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.
Thank you.